If you're looking for some fun in the sun in Aspen, Basalt, or the Roaring Fork Valley this summer, I'd highly recommend Thunder River Outdoor Adventures. This is a photo of my family having a blast this past year. And I was really jealous because I missed out on this fun. You could see all the fun that they're having on their faces. Being from Hawaii, we love water sports, and I was out of town last year for a business trip and didn't get to partake. However, we had some family come to town recently for my daughter's high school graduation at Aspen High School. Speaking of which, the experience that she's had at this high school, I couldn't ask for anything more. This is her coming up on stage on the right as head girl of Aspen High School. And trust me, I couldn't be any more proud of her. And we are going to get to the river rafting here shortly, but I just want to set the stage and the backdrop in that we had family visiting from Hawaii, and we're looking for something to do while they're in town for the graduation. And water sports is a big thing in our family and growing up in Hawaii, so we just thought this outdoor river rafting tour would be something that everyone would enjoy.
Aspen High School's graduating class of 2026.
As you can see, I'm a very proud father, and like tradition in Hawaii, the graduates are kind of showered in leis. It's not a big thing in Colorado, but we wanted to bring that tradition to Colorado. So here's my daughter surrounded with family and love. And now let's jump to Thunder River Adventures. They're so cool. They came and picked us up at the hotel here at the Inn in Aspen, where we had family members staying. And then they took us down to the Intercept lot to just kind of get fitted in our gear. The water in Colorado is much colder than Hawaii, so we had wetsuits and life preservers and everything that you need just to not only stay fit, but we also wanted to have fun, as you could see, and don't try this at home, just kidding. And here we are gearing up to set foot into the river, and the guides were awesome. They helped get the boats down to the water, and then once we got into the water, we started to proceed downstream. Chris, by the way, is the owner of Thunder River Adventures. He was awesome, and his two guys that helped out were incredible. I couldn't say anything better about their crew. Chris, we were fortunate to have guide our boat in the back, which would kind of be the equivalent of a steersman in Hawaii, which is like that position that you saw me in that canoe, outrigger canoe in Honolulu earlier. So we came down, he gave us some pointers that we kind of like outrigger canoe paddling, you kind of hit the water at the same time, timing wise. But here's the other boat. We had 2 boats of 4 paddlers and a guide in either boat. And as you can see, there's no lack of fun here. And they're starting to tee the paddlers up for what's considered like a paddling high five here. And as you'll see throughout the day, the river level was lower than normal. This is one of the beautiful arch bridges that Chris pointed out along the river. He is an awesome guide because not just did he point out some of the architecture along the way, he talked about some of the natural birds and fish along the way. And from a real estate standpoint, it's really cool to look at some of the houses along here. I've been in real estate the past 26 years. In Hawaii and now at Aspen, and to see some of the homes here along the Roaring Fork, for the fishing enthusiasts, it's really hard to beat. You could literally cast a fly fishing line right from your back doors. And here we once again pulled aside for the other boat. We're kind of taking turns so we don't bump into each other. Although that did happen, we were having fun. The river level was lower than previous years because, as you probably heard about in the news, there was a lot less snow this year in Colorado. But given that, as you can see, there's still some rapids and we're still having fun. As you may have noticed earlier, we passed just under Highway 82 on the other side of the highway, and the homes that we've been passing here are actually in Snowmass. So they are down valley of Aspen as we're kind of trekking or making our way down to Basalt. But it's hard to ignore the beauty of the river here on the Roaring Fork. as we pass another beautiful riverfront home on the Roaring Fork, we're going to slowly be making our way up to the Roaring Fork Club, which you can see off to your left. I must say we really scored on the weather today. When we started the day out in Aspen, everything was cloudy and we thought it was going to rain. And once we hit the river, the sun peeked its head out and we just really scored. It was such a beautiful day. And then we can make out a few golfers coming up here on the left at the Roaring Fork Club.
Let's go forward two.
Where? Oh, back there? Now we start to make our way into the town of Basalt, and you can start to make out some of the commercial properties on the right side of the river, and then we've got Basalt Avenue crossing over the river here as well. Don't worry, that's not the sound of a whoopee cushion. We are sitting on a rubber raft going down a river. And as you can see, we're having lots of fun. Hitting a little bit of the rapids there. Their crew was awesome, taking photos of us along the way. And as I mentioned earlier, timing was a real important thing in outrigger canoe paddling in Hawaii. And we try to keep with that theme. We were all hitting at the same time, and Chris was giving us great instructions as to when to put our blades in the water and when to relax. Now we're relaxing as we pass the town of Basalt, where you can make out some of the new condos here on the river on the right. Now we're going to pull over once again, take a little break. And one of us is going to be a little ambitious to take a dip in the water.
Yeah? Let's go back a little.
First off, it's our guide. And as they teach you, you always want to float with your feet downriver. And next up was my daughter, the graduates, and my niece. Let's see which one of them is going to be the bravest. I'm sure they're going to just dive in any minute because they're from Hawaii and just love the water. Like I said, any minute. I'm sure they're going to get in any minute. Might just take a little motivating. There's no big waves or big surf here, but it is some cold water.
Yeah, this is probably easier than getting surfing on surface.
We're waiting.
You got it, Maya.
I guess we are on vacation, so nobody's in a rush.
2 feet. 2 feet. 3 feet. Go.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Woohoo! That's my niece. She's a brave little one, that's for sure. Okay, as we make our way back down the river, like I mentioned, Chris was wonderful at pointing out all that nature has to offer along the Roaring Fork. And what's really cool are these osprey birds, and what you see here as the blur kind of focuses in, that's an osprey nest that's done on this bridge here. They do them on these high peaks so they can kind of check out the fish and the river down below. And once again, no lack of fun with Thunder River Adventures. Once again, this is one of the photos of my crew from the year before, having a blast. If you want to learn more about Chris and his wonderful team at Thunder River Adventures, I'm going to post a link here. And then if you have any questions about real estate in Aspen, Basalt, Snowmass, or anywhere in the Roaring Fork Valley, my name is David Buck, and I can be reached at 808-371-3509. Aloha and have a great day.